Hello and welcome back, everyone. You're watching Go English Podcast, the place where we learn real English, the kind you actually use in life, not just in textbooks. I'm Mizu, and I am so happy you're here today.
And I'm Lucas. Hey everyone, wherever you're watching from, welcome. Whether it's morning, night, or you're sneaking in a lesson during lunch, I love that you're here. Let's make today a good one.
Lucas, random question before we start. What are you doing later today?
Oh, I'm gonna grab dinner with a friend. We've been planning it all week. You?
I think I'll just stay home. Cook something simple, maybe.
Oh, wait, did you catch that? I said going to, and you said will. Same idea, plans for later, but we use different words.
Exactly. And that little difference is what today's whole episode is about. Will versus going to. It sounds small, but honestly, it changes how natural you sound so much.
And we're not going to teach you formulas today. Nope, we're going to help you feel the difference, so it comes out naturally when you speak.
If this sounds like your kind of English lesson, hit subscribe, hit the like button, and let's go. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Lucas, can I ask you something? I feel like sometimes I say will, sometimes I say going to, but honestly, I don't always know why.
Yeah, same here, Mizu. And the funny thing is, native speakers don't really think about it either. We just feel it.
Exactly. So today, let's not explain too much. Let's just feel the difference.
I like that. Let's do it.
The city just keeps moving, doesn't it?
The city just keeps moving, doesn't it?
I'm thirsty.
Oh, I'll get you some water.
Did you hear that?
I didn't plan it. I didn't think about it. I just said it.
Exactly. Lucas didn't say, I'm going to get you some water.
Right, because I decided right at that moment.
That's the feeling.
Will is like your brain just goes, boom, decision.
Yeah, no planning, no thinking, just reaction.
Let's try one more.
Oh no, the window is open. It's cold in here.
I'll close it.
Again.
Same feeling. I see the situation and I decide instantly.
So don't think grammar, just feel this. Something happens, and you decide right away.
That's when will comes out naturally. All right, Mizu, what are you doing tomorrow?
I'm going to visit my friend.
See, that feels different already.
Yeah, because I already thought about it before.
You didn't decide just now.
No, I planned it yesterday.
That's the key.
Let's make it clearer. Last night, I was like, I miss my friend. So I decided I'm going to visit her.
And now you're just telling me your plan.
Exactly.
Let me try. This weekend, I'm going to stay home and relax.
Oh, really? You already decided?
Yeah, I've been tired all week.
Feel that? It's already in his mind.
It's not a new decision. It's an existing plan.
So here's the feeling. Very simple.
Will is when you decide right now.
Going to is when you already decided before.
No long rules.
No complicated grammar.
Just ask yourself, am I deciding now or did I already decide?
That's it.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Yeah, because in real life, it's not always that obvious.
Sometimes both sound possible.
And sometimes one sounds more natural than the other.
So in the next part, we'll show you real conversations.
So you can start feeling it in real situations.
Not just examples, but real life.
Let's keep going. All right, so now you understand the feeling, right? Not rules, just the difference between deciding now and already having a plan.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Understanding is one step. Using it naturally in real life, that's a whole different story.
Exactly, because in real conversations, you don't have time to think.
You don't stop and say, should I use will or going to?
No, you just speak.
So in this part, we're going to show you real-life situations.
Situations that actually happen every day.
At home, making plans, talking about the future.
And you'll start to feel which one comes out naturally.
Don't try to analyze too much,
Just listen and notice the feeling behind each sentence.
because that's how real English works.
All right, let's jump into real conversations. Lucas, I was about to make coffee, but there's no milk.
Wait, no milk at all?
Yeah, I checked the fridge twice. It's completely empty.
All right, I'll go buy some.
That was fast.
I didn't even think. It just came out.
Exactly. You didn't say, I'm going to go buy some.
Right, because 5 seconds ago, I had no plan to go anywhere.
This is important. Nothing was planned. The situation just happened.
And my brain reacted instantly.
Let's slow that moment down. You heard no milk.
And immediately I felt, okay, I'll fix it.
That feeling right there, that's will.
Let's make it a bit more real. Imagine we're both tired. It's raining outside.
Ugh, and nobody wants to leave the house.
But then, no milk.
Suddenly, it's a problem.
And someone has to decide.
And whoever decides in that moment,
Naturally uses will.
not because of grammar, but because of the situation.
All right, let's change the vibe a little. What are you doing this weekend?
I'm going to stay home, watch Netflix, and just relax.
That sounded very decided.
Because it is. I've been thinking about it all week.
So this isn't a new idea.
No, not at all. I already planned it in my head.
Let me push you a little. What if I ask you again right now, like suddenly, what are you doing this weekend?
Same answer. I'm going to relax.
Exactly, because the decision already exists.
Let's make it even clearer. Yesterday, I was like, I'm so tired. I don't want to go out this weekend.
That's the moment you made the decision.
Yes, the decision happened in the past.
And now you're just expressing that plan.
So when you say going to,
You're not deciding.
you're sharing something that's already inside your mind.
It already exists.
Let's compare quickly.
If I suddenly decide now,
You'd say, I'll stay home.
but if I already decided yesterday,
You say, I'm going to stay home.
that's the difference you should feel.
Okay, now let's go outside a bit.
What do you see?
I think it will rain later.
Interesting. Why did you say will?
Because I'm just guessing. There's no strong reason?
Not really. Just a feeling.
Now let's change the situation. Look at those clouds.
Oh, wow. They're really dark.
And the wind is getting stronger.
Yeah, it's going to rain.
Did you feel that shift?
Yeah, totally different.
Before you said, I think it will rain.
Just an opinion.
Now you say, it's going to rain.
Because I can see it happening.
Let's break that feeling down. When you use will, you're inside your head. It's your thought, your guess.
But when you use going to, you're looking at something real.
Something you can see, hear, or feel.
Evidence.
So again, don't memorize rules.
Just ask yourself, am I guessing or am I seeing something?
That question changes everything.
So now you've seen 3 real situations,
At home, making plans and predicting the future.
and each one has a different feeling,
Not grammar.
not formulas.
Just real-life decisions.
But here's the problem. A lot of learners still mix them up
Yeah, even when they understand the idea.
because in real conversations, things happen fast.
And sometimes both sound possible.
So, in the next part, we're going to show you the most common mistakes, the ones that make your English sound unnatural.
And more importantly, how to fix them instantly.
Let's go.
All right, so now you've seen real situations, you've felt the difference.
But here's something we see all the time.
A lot of learners still make the same small mistakes.
And the interesting part is, they already know the rule.
Yeah, it's not a knowledge problem.
It's a feeling problem.
Let's look at this sentence. I will go to travel tomorrow.
Is it wrong?
Not completely wrong, but it doesn't sound natural.
Yeah, it feels a bit off.
Let's imagine the situation. You already bought your ticket. You already told your friend. You already packed your bag.
So the decision is already made.
Exactly.
So instead of saying, I will go to travel tomorrow,
You naturally say, I'm going to travel tomorrow.
do you feel the difference?
With will, it sounds like you're deciding right now.
But in this situation, you're not.
You're just sharing your plan. So next time, don't think future equals will.
Think, did I already decide this before?
If yes, going to feels right.
All right, next one. Ring, ring. Oh, I'm going to answer the phone.
That sounds a bit slow.
Yeah, it doesn't match the moment.
Let's feel the situation again. The phone is ringing right now. You didn't plan to answer it 10 minutes ago.
No, it just happened.
And your brain reacts instantly.
So instead of, I'm going to answer the phone,
You say, I'll answer it.
that sounds faster, lighter, more natural.
Because the decision is happening in real time.
Sometimes learners choose going to because it feels safer or more complete.
But real English isn't about sounding safe.
It's about matching the moment. And here's the biggest one.
Using will and going to.
Without feeling the situation.
For example, someone might say,
I think it's going to rain.
when they're just guessing.
Or, I will stay home this weekend.
Even though they planned it days ago.
Grammatically, people understand you.
But it doesn't sound natural.
And that's the difference.
And this is very normal, by the way.
Yeah, every learner goes through this stage.
Because it feels like grammar.
But it's actually about context.
Let's make it really simple.
Don't ask which one is correct.
Ask, what's happening in this moment?
Am I deciding now?
Or did I decide before?
Am I guessing?
Or do I see clear evidence?
Those questions guide you naturally.
And over time, you won't even ask them anymore.
You'll just feel it.
But here's the truth.
Knowing this is one thing.
Using it quickly in real conversation.
That's where most people struggle.
So, in the next part, we're going to practice together.
Fast, simple, real situations.
All right, before we jump into this next part, here's what we want you to do.
Don't try to analyze every sentence. Seriously, don't think too much about grammar right now.
Yeah, just listen like you're watching two friends talk.
Because that's exactly what this is.
In this conversation, we're planning a weekend and reacting to things as they happen.
So you'll hear both will and going to, mixed together naturally, just like in real life.
You might not understand everything at first.
That's okay.
Just pay attention to the feeling.
When something is decided in the moment,
And when something was already planned. All right, just relax and listen. Let's get into the conversation. Hey, Lucas, have you thought about this weekend yet, or are you still figuring it out?
a bit of both, honestly. I think I'm going to take it easy on Saturday, maybe stay home for a while. But I'm not 100% sure about Sunday yet.
That already sounds like a plan, though. Staying home, relaxing. That doesn't sound like a maybe.
Yeah, okay. I've been thinking about it since like Wednesday. Work's been kind of crazy, so I just want a quiet day.
That makes sense. I'm actually going to meet a friend on Saturday afternoon. We haven't seen each other in months, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, nice. Where are you guys going?
We said we're going to try that new cafe near the river, but if it's too crowded, we'll just find somewhere else nearby.
That sounds like a good plan. Actually, if the weather's nice, I think I'll go for a walk in the evening.
I don't know. It looks kind of cloudy today.
Yeah, true, but I think it will clear up by the weekend.
Maybe, but look at those clouds right now. It's going to rain later for sure.
Yeah, you might be right. If it rains, I'll just stay in and watch something instead.
Honestly, that sounds like a perfect backup plan. Oh, my phone's ringing.
Are you going to get it?
Yeah, I'll answer it. Give me a second. Sorry about that. It was my friend. She just changed the plan. We're going to meet a bit earlier now.
Oh, okay. That actually works better, right?
Yeah, it does. So I'll probably leave the house around 2 instead of 3.
All right, then maybe I'll text you later and see how it went.
Yeah, do that. I'll tell you if the cafe's worth it.
Perfect. If it's good, I'm going to try it next weekend.
Look at you, already making plans.
Hey, I'm learning.
All right, let's go back for a second. Did you notice how we used will and going to?
Yeah, and we didn't think about it while speaking. It just happened naturally.
Let's take one moment. You said, I'm going to take it easy on Saturday.
Right, because I had already been thinking about it during the week.
So that plan already existed in your mind.
Exactly. It wasn't a new decision. And then later I said, if it rains, I'll stay in and watch something.
That's different.
Yeah, because I decided that in the moment as a reaction to the situation.
You didn't plan that earlier.
Not at all.
Another nice one. When the phone rang, I said, I'll answer it.
That felt very immediate.
Because it was immediate. No planning, just reaction.
And you also said, we're going to meet earlier.
Right, because the plan had already changed before I said it.
So again, it already existed.
So, you see, in one conversation, we used both will and going to many times.
And each time it matched the situation.
Not because we memorized rules, but because we followed the feeling.
That's how real English works. And that's exactly how you want to practice.
So, now you've seen the difference.
You felt it in real situations.
And you've noticed how it naturally appears in conversation.
Now it's your turn to start using it.
So, after everything we've talked about today, I hope you're starting to feel the difference a little more.
Yeah, not just understand it, but actually feel when to use each one.
And remember, you don't need to stop and think about rules when you speak.
You don't need to translate in your head.
Just notice the situation and let the sentence come out naturally.
So really, the most important thing is simple. Don't think too much, just feel it.
And the more you practice, the more natural it's going to become.
Yeah, even small practice every day makes a big difference.
You don't need hours, just a few minutes of real speaking like this. Now we're curious about you.
Yeah, let's make this interactive.
Here's a simple question for you. If your phone rings right now, what would you say?
Would you say, I'll answer it, or I'm going to answer it?
And one more. What are you doing this weekend?
Try to answer using going to if you already have a plan.
Write your answers in the comments.
We'll read them and maybe even reply to some of you.
And if this video helped you feel English a little more naturally,
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Go English.
we'll see you in the next lesson.
Take care and keep practicing. Bye-bye.